Today we will see one more chapter from geography, that is motion of the earth for standard 6th. So motion of the earth itself tells the rotation and revolution of the earth. So let us today know what is this rotation. So what we are going to learn from this lesson: rotation, revolution, and the seasons, different seasons we are going to see, day and night, how the day and night occurs, and what is this solstice and equinox. So these terms we are going to see today. So let us see one by one from this chapter. So what do you mean by rotation? Rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. So what is rotation? Rotation is the movement of the earth. So for example, here this is earth and this is axis. The earth rotates round with the help of this axis. It rotates itself on its axis. So this is called rotation. Then we'll come to the next term. What is revolution? So the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called revolution. So revolution you can see here in this picture. So this picture tells us about the sun and the earth, how the earth revolves around the sun. So you can see here, the earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical order, means in a not in a totally round, but it is a little bit elliptical, you can see this is called elliptical, in an egg shape you can say it. So this is revolution. So now let us come to the point. What is this rotation, or what is this what is this day and night? Let us come to know about the day and night. So we all know that so you can see here the sun, this is the earth. So here I will make you, with the help of this ball, I will make you the clear idea. This is, for example, this is sun and this is an earth. So what we understand here, the sun rays, whatever the sun rays get, it is a day. Half of the earth gets the day, the back of the half remains dark and it is night. So what we understand here, so half of the earth will be day and the half of the earth will be in the night. So this is called what we call day and night, how it comes. Again this half, when we after 12 hours, again we can come to see that the earth rotates west to the east, and there we see again the whatever the dark part, we see the day. When the sun is on its own place, it always reflects. So the earth gets the other part which has not got it gets, what you can say, the day. So this is what the half of the earth is day and the half is in the night. So this is day and night. So once again, what we understand, what we will come to know, totally it takes the rotation of the rotation of the earth on its axis to come this is a point, for example, to come the same point, it takes 24 hours to so this is what we call day. So this is called to be a day, one day. So 24 hours is equal to one day. So now then this, it keeps on rotating and it turns. So it keeps on rotating and it revolves around the sun. So it takes 365 and 6 hours, 365 days and 6 hours to rotate one round around the sun and to come its own point or own place. So how many? It is called to be 1 year. So this is called 1 year. So the earth revolves around the sun near about 365 days and 12 hours. So that is what 12 hours. 6 hours. It takes 6 hours each year, and that's 6 hours, including we consider it as a leap year in the month of February. After every what you can say here, every fourth year we consider, in place of 28 days we consider it as 29 days. So that 6 hours we take in the fourth year as 29 days. So that is called to be the leap year. So this is how we understand ourselves, what is day and what is year. So now we have understood what is What is rotation? What is revolution? Now let us come to the point. What is this equinox? So here is a word called equinox. First I will make you clear the equinox. Equinox is nothing but when the days, where the days are long and the nights are short. So you can see here is a solstice, summer solstice and winter solstice and equinox. So I will make you clear. Before that we will see the seasons. So we know as it rotates we see different season. For example, here we can see here, if in the northern hemisphere the summer in the northern hemisphere, then we see winter in the what you call winter in the, here if it is summer on the one side, on the other side it has what you call the other part of the rotating part of the sun, we see different seasons. So if one part of the earth is having what you call, some part of the earth is having summer and some other part, the opposite part of it is having winter. So this is what we call the season. So we have winter in the southern hemisphere, we have, when we have winter in the southern hemisphere, we have summer in the northern hemisphere. So when we have winter in the northern hemisphere, we have summer in the southern hemisphere. I think you are clear with the seasons. So means if north is having winter, the south will be the summer, and even the other seasons like what you call there are 4 seasons. So here they are given seasons, that is winter, summer, spring, winter and autumn. So these are the 4 seasons. So we see. So summer means very hot, winter means very cold, spring means where we have green, that is what greenery. So after rainy season we have everywhere we see the birds, the flowers blooming. So that period is called to be what you call spring. So then after spring we have when the leaves start getting brown, getting dry, so that season is called to be autumn. So autumn, and that is what we see. So this is what, these are the season. Once again I will make you clear. There are 4 seasons. One is summer, winter, spring and autumn. Once again I will make you understand. So here after summer what we see? We see the rain and the spring starts, and after spring, for I am speaking about India. So after summer in the month of March, we see in India what we see, most of the parts in the month of from April, May, what we see, summer, hot summer we see, and that is from the month of March only, March, April, May. So we see hot summer. So after that the rainy starts, and after rainy we see the spring season. After spring, after some months, the month of January till September, from September to December we see the spring season, and then after that we see January, February, month of autumn season. So this is what we understand. So here, and winter will be in the month of I think November, December. So summer will be March, April, May will be month of summer season, and June and July will be rainy, and after that spring starts in the month of August and September. Then October and November we started feeling winter, cold. So November and December total it will be a cold season, that is called winter season, and January and February autumn season starts, means the leaves started turning from green to brown, so that is called autumn season. So we see in the month of January and February. In the March, from March onwards the trees started drying, the leaves started drying, and they started to fall in the month of March and April. What we see? Total the trees we see bald or without leaves. So this is how we understand the season, the seasons of what you call the season, different seasons in a year on the different in different areas we have different seasons. If we have, if you go to Europe, we have more winter there. But if you come to Asia, we have more summer. We see severe hot here in Asian countries. So this is what, due to the revolution and rotation, due to the revolution of the earth, as it is depend on the sun and the revolving, the earth makes us different seasons in different areas. So I think you are clear. Now let us one more point I want to make you clear from this lesson. That is, we see here, for example, you will see that on 21st June the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. So what they are telling here, on 21st June in the northern hemisphere, you know, that northern part is called northern hemisphere and southern part below equator is called southern hemisphere, and above equator is called to be the northern hemisphere. So equator is the center point to know the hemisphere. So what they are telling here, on 21st June the northern hemisphere is tilted means bend towards the sun. So the rays of the sun fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, these areas receive more heat. So for example, so what they are telling, in the north the earth starts bending towards the sun. So that's why we get more heat, or the rays are direct to the sun. So that's why we get more heat there. The areas near the poles receive less heat, as the rays the sun are slanting. So you can see in the last year we have seen the rays and the slanting. So the sun and the equator makes you clear the center of the earth, and the rays where it has slanting means the rays are far away to reach that part. When, for example, Arctic and Antarctic continents, or Arctic region and Antarctic region, the rays are far away compared to the equator region, that is the central part of what you call the world, the globe. Those areas what we see, Asian countries and most of the African countries, we feel hot here, but European countries and American countries, they feel winter more there and summer less, but we feel summer more and winter less. That's why African countries and Asian countries, we receive very severe summer hot, and even along with that, even heavy rain also. That is the reason. That is also a part of a reason where we face hot and very heavy rain. So this is what we understand, the longest day. So what they are telling here in this, if you see here, what the longest day and the shortest night at these places occur on 21st June. See, on 21st June, we see what? The longest day and the shortest night. In the same way, in the in the southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere, what we see, the day is long and the night is short. And at the same time, in the southern hemisphere, what we see here, the night is long and the day are short. So opposite. So they are opposite. When here days are long, their nights will be the nights will be short here, and there the nights will be long and the days will be short. So this is what you call summer solstice and winter solstice. I think you are clear with summer solstice and winter solstice. Means opposite. If the northern hemisphere receives direct sun rays and the days are more there, means the days are long and the nights are short. And when we come back to the southern hemisphere, so here the days are short and the nights are long. So after when the earth rotates towards the other direction, so then we see the different seasons. Again in the summer we see some months long days and short nights, and in northern hemisphere we see short nights and long days. This is what we understand, the opposite. So this is equinox. Here we can come to know. So on 21st March and September 23rd, direct rays of the sun fall on the equator. So on 21st March and September 23rd, direct rays fall on rays of the sun fall on the equator. So at this position, neither the poles is tilted towards the sun nor the whole earth experience equal days. So here when the sun are direct to the equator, so both the days and the nights are equal. When the sun is direct, rays are towards the equator, so days and nights are equal. But when it starts moving more towards the earth, or what you can say, the earth gets the reflection of the sunlight more, so the days are long and the nights are short. This is what we understand from this lesson. So on 23rd September, it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere and spring season in the southern hemisphere. See, this is what opposite we see. So when we see the September month, we see in the northern hemisphere the spring season, and the southern hemisphere we see in northern hemisphere we see autumn, and in the southern hemisphere we see spring season. So the opposite is the case on 21st March, when it is spring in the northern hemisphere and the autumn in the southern hemisphere. So it is vice versa, opposite. So when we have in the northern hemisphere the spring, so in the southern we have autumn, and when in southern we have spring, so in the northern we have autumn. So this is what vice versa, opposite we can say. So thus you find that there are days and nights and changes in the season because of the rotation and the revolution of the earth respectively. So this is what rotation and revolution plays an important role for having the seasons, for having this is what rotation and revolution. With the help of this we get different seasons. I think you are clear with the lesson. If you have any doubts, you can call and get your doubts clear. Thank you and have a nice day.